Hi, Phil Schonberg, Fastpitch Power. We've talked a lot about the importance of establishing a stable, immovable throw zone when delivering your pitch. Just as a quick recap, when I come off the pitching rubber, I want to load, I want to explode outward toward my target, I want to land in what we call balanced power K position, eyebrows, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles right on top of each other, parallel to the ground, glove hand pointing at my target. Now when I do this and I land in this position, I'm going to drop my glove hand for a second, pick up my throw zone, and I'm going to point it directly at you. So imagine that my glove hand is still out. It is pointing in the same exact direction of my throw zone. That's how I know that I have established a stable throw zone pointing at my target. Now my job, talking about for a fastball changeup basically, now my job is to fire my hand to the end of that throw zone and drive through without the throw zone moving. As my throw zone moves, I lose command of the strike zone. When I lose command of the strike zone, in order to regain command of the strike zone, unless I have prepared my body to land in that stable position, balanced, athletic, stable position with an immovable throw zone that stays pointing at its target until I finish the delivery of my pitch, I'm going to have to slow down in order to hit that 17-inch square when I want to hit it. Now, we have spoken almost exclusively when we have dealt with this issue about throwing fastballs and changeups. Well, now what happens to my throw zone if I am throwing a curveball, a screwball, a drop ball, a rise ball? We're going to talk about that a little bit today. So I'm going to draw a power line. Hopefully you can see this. Coming right at you. Power line. Line from the middle of home plate, assuming I want to throw a fastball down the middle of home plate, all the way down the middle of the pitching lane to the middle of home plate. That is my power line. And everything I do with my body is relative to that power line. So when I set up and I track and I explode off the pitching rubber, I want to land with that power line in front of me. That power line is a longer version of the throw zone. Pick that power line up off the ground, I have my throw zone. That's for a fastball and a changeup. Now, how does that change when I want to throw a curveball? Your throw zone is always, the objective is always the same. You want to establish an immovable throw zone shaped like the pitch you are going to throw. So let's start with a curveball. We already know, really quickly, fastball, explode off the pitching rubber, land in power K, balance, elbow down, palm up, glove hand pointing at target, throw zone right here, fire to the end of the throw zone and drive through. So for a curveball, instead of my stride foot landing an inch to the left of the power line, I'm going to want my stride foot to cross over the power line a couple of inches, creating a firm front side resistance, and drawing a line from my drive foot toe to my stride foot toe will end up shaped like a curveball. So here I am, coming off of the pitching rubber and landing an inch or two. You'll see that I have now crossed over the power line. Fastball, curveball. Now, a line from my back toe, my drive foot toe, right-hand pitcher, to my front toe, my stride foot toe, is shaped like a curveball. So just like in my other pitches, my elbow leads to the back of the throw zone. My palm is up. My fingers are going to be outside the ball so that I can create spin. It's the spin that makes it move, and I'm going to follow the path that my drive foot toe to my stride foot toe have created, and it's shaped like this. So to get to the end of my throw zone for a curveball, the top of my pocket. Straight curve now, not a drop curve. Palm up, fingers outside the ball so I can create a really tight spin. My throw zone is very small. Right in front of my body, right here. And it's shaped just like a curveball. So when I get to the back of the throw zone to throw my curve, I'm not going to use my shoulders. I'm not dragging my hand across the pitching lane. I am firing to the end of my throw zone, palm up, elbow down, just like I would with a fastball, getting to my destination, the top of my front pocket, quickly and driving through. So now my hand path has looked just like a curveball will look, going all the way down the pitching lane. Hopefully 30 feet straight, and then biting at the end. You don't want drift. You get drift by opening your shoulders and having your hand come away from your throw zone and drag across the power line. So that's what the throw zone looks like when you're going to throw a curveball. When I'm going to throw a screwball, I've crossed over the power line for a curveball. To the right if I'm a right-hand pitcher, to the left if I'm a left-hand pitcher. I've crossed over about 2 inches. Now, to throw a screwball, I am going to land a couple of inches to the left or further to the left of the power line than I would for a fastball. So here I am coming off the pitching rubber to throw a screwball, and here I am landing in screwball position. My stride foot has landed about 3-4 inches to the left of the power line, opening up space in here. Now, a line from my drive foot toe to my stride foot toe and beyond creates the shape of a screwball. You'll see that my upper body is not bending, but it's kind of leaning toward the power line. And now my throw zone, again, right next to my body, is shaped like a screwball. When I get to the back of the throw zone, elbow leads, palm up. My fingers are now going to be inside the ball, and I'm going to paint a picture of a screwball in my throw zone, which is shaped like a screwball. I'm going to get all the way to the end of the throw zone, which is past my stride foot, and I'm going to turn quickly that ball outward to make the ball spin so that it is running into a right-hand batter. So here I am. I've landed in perfect screwball position right next to my body. I'm going to draw the entire pitch, and I'm going to finish. The important thing is to set up your body in such a way that the shape of your throw zone is exactly, and your throw zone is within the frame of your body, is exactly what you want that ball to do going down the pitching lane. Pitching lane, straight line from either side of home plate, all the way down, either side, of the pitching rubber, all the way down to either side of home plate. Throw zone is a smaller version of that pitching lane. What my hand does going to the end of the throw zone is going to determine what the ball does going to the end of the pitching lane. Drop ball. Now I'm going to come off pitching rubber. I'm going to land, and my stride is going to be slightly shorter than it would be for a fastball. My glove hand is going to be pointing down at where I want that ball to end up. And as you can see, I've got a tiny bit of shoulder tilt. My front shoulder is a tiny bit lower than my right shoulder. I get to the end of the throw zone, maintaining that body position. I don't want to stand up as I'm delivering the ball because that moves my throw zone. And that's going to make the ball spin in the middle of the plate instead of going 30 feet forward and then losing 6-8 inches of altitude. You want bite on your movement pitches. So you must land with your throw zone stable, and you must keep your throw zone in that stable position all the while you're delivering the ball. Rise ball, opposite of the drop ball. My stride's going to be slightly longer. My back shoulder is going to be slightly down. So here I am going to land, and you can see that I've got a little bit further out, maybe an inch or two, than my fastball, and my hand is accessing the throw zone, which is now shaped like a rise ball. So I want my hand to hit that throw zone. I want to get to the end of it, which has my drop ball had a throw zone that bent downward. My rise ball has a throw zone that bends slightly upward. I want to stop at that position. I want to turn that ball. Again, it's the spin that makes the ball move, not what your arm does. You're not making a drop ball drop by doing this. You're making a drop ball drop by having a properly shaped throw zone and getting to the end of it quickly, putting downward spin on the ball. Rise ball, tough pitch to throw. Upward spin. So I want to make sure, though, that my throw zone for any pitch that I throw, whether it's a fastball, a changeup, a drop ball, a curveball, a screwball, or a rise, is shaped like the pitch that I want to throw and remain stable all the while I am delivering the pitch. I know that this is a lot of information, but I wanted to get it out there because we've had a lot of questions. Well, what happens to the throw zone when you throw in a movement pitch? Hopefully that's covered it. I hope that this has been useful. We love to hear your comments. We love to answer your questions. Talk to you next time.